Hello guys, welcome to today's stream. I'm so glad all of you have joined me today. I need to get some work done on my storybook, so hopefully today we'll make as much progress as we did the other day, because I was really happy in our last stream that we did on this one. I worked up the whole wall and I'm really happy with where it's going, so yeah, I'm keen to make some progress on the clouds and hopefully some of the grass, and yeah, then I'll hopefully get ready to finish this page off and we can get started on the next one, which will be super exciting. So yeah, but first of all I need to get my trusty blender and eraser ready, because I'm definitely gonna need those. I haven't shown you guys, but this is the nice what do you call it, little like pencil bag that I've got, and I got this one. Not sure why it's looking so exposed at the moment. It's like the lighting is just weird, but anyway, probably because of all the black, I would say. But yeah, it's super handy. I have little slots for everything. I can fold the whole thing up if I want to. It's from Peg and AWL, so it was quite expensive, but the whole thing is handmade and, you know, really beautiful. So I think my webcam seems to be a bit angled here, so there we go. It's canvas, yes, it's made from canvas. It's really nice and sturdy. It's got real leather as well. It's called the Sendak Mini. They have a bigger one, but I love this one. It's my favorite way to transport all my pencils. So yeah, I love it. Not sponsored, by the way. I only bought that one thing from them. I'd love to get more of their stuff, but yeah, if they want to sponsor me, I wouldn't mind, but, you know, wouldn't mind them sending me free stuff, but it is expensive, but it's because they're a family-owned business, you know, and yeah, everything's handmade, real leather, and it's real good quality, and so you are paying for, you know, the quality and everything, so it kind of makes sense. But yeah, it was one of my favorite things I've purchased this year, so that's pretty awesome. That thing looks so bougie. Really? Yeah, I guess it does, doesn't it? It is super awesome. So yeah, I need to make some more progress on this today, which means I have a lot of work ahead of me, unfortunately. Or fortunately, because I do enjoy it, so there's that. Hopefully I'll, you know, get closer to finishing it. My supplies are all in plastic art bins, and you have OCD of keeping things organized. I can imagine, you know, like, it's good to keep things organized though. I think it's a really good, you know, trait to have, because I find when my art stuff isn't organized, it's a lot harder to get things done, you know, like I struggle to sit down and get things done when, you know, I dread trying to find everything, or, you know, where's this, where's that, and I have to collect all my stuff. So I find it really useful to have everything pre-organized, so I would definitely say it's a good idea. Hi Cookie, welcome! Yeah, I hope the progress goes well. Thank you. I hope so too. I won't get this finished before start of next year probably, which was my goal, but that's okay, you know. I'm not on any kind of real deadline. It was just kind of a goal I'd set for myself, but I only started this very recently, so it was a bit of an unrealistic goal to set, really. But yeah, if I can get it finished maybe by end of January would probably be a good good time estimate to aim for. Not this one, I mean all of the spreads. So I've got, I think 6 to go. So yeah, got quite a bit, but I'll like working on them, you know. And I gotta color them as well, so I guess coloring them might take me into February next year or something. We'll see. But I'm super excited to see it all finished. It's good to take your time when working on it, definitely. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is a really important project for me as well, so I don't want to, rush it off. I want to make sure it's good quality work as well. So that's the most important thing, not meeting a deadline, right? So I'm gonna have to make the characters pop a little bit better because I've darkened up this wall and I want the characters to stand out more, so at the moment I have a bit of an issue with that. So I am going to have to work up these characters a little bit better to make the values darker than the background so they stand out better. But for now that's not too much of an issue. Once I get the background done, I'll be able to see how much I need to, darken everything up. So, should be fine till then. So I think my lighting is coming from the top right section, so I have to keep that in mind as well. I have this pesky fly in my studio and it won't leave me alone, which is being a bit of a pain. It came in because of the lights and now it's like, this is my home, I'm welcome here. And it's really annoying when it keeps landing on my beautiful artwork and, I've already got a spider in my painting. I don't think it wants to be part of this drawing. If it knew what was going on here, I think the spider would make a nice appetizer out of him. I was watching somebody else stream the other day and they had these weird ocean sounds playing. which is really relaxing, but for some reason I kept thinking it was outside my window because I used to live close to the beach, so I was used to hearing sounds like that, and then it just hit me and was like, wait, there's no beach nearby now, so it sort of had a moment there where I was weirded out by it. I'm super excited to start the next spread because I'm really keen to see the characters, you know, in a different pose, in different, you know, doing different things and everything. So super excited to get this one done so I can start moving on, you know. Gonna be really awesome to see this whole thing done by the end of it. I'm also contemplating doing this one, like coloring this one digitally, because most of my storybook illustrations, because it's so much work, it's just gonna work better to do them, you know, digitally, so I can make changes on the fly. And I downloaded these really good brushes, which Zachary Ryan, one of my moderators, actually recommended for us. So yeah, it was they're really good brushes. They're in my Discord if any of you guys are interested in them, and they look really authentic, like actually good watercolor brushes for Procreate. I think you can get them for Photoshop as well. I don't think they're just for Procreate, but the ones I got were for Procreate, and I found that super useful. So digital does change the aesthetics almost too clean. Exactly, yeah. So I mean, I'm probably going to do a couple of tests to see how happy I will be, but if I can get the digital close, the reason I need to go digital, or will need to, is if I'm getting a lot of client work for this one, you know, like storybook illustrations, then doing them traditionally might be too time consuming for larger scale projects, which means I'd need to charge more, and you know, not all clients have that kind of budget. So offering something that's, you know, a little bit more, I guess, cheaper would yeah, would just open the door up, I guess, for more work in a sense. So it is sad, but everything's based on time these days, so you know. So I'm just trying to find a couple more references. I'm going to try and see if I can open my door just for a while so this fly can find its way out, most likely. Because it's not going to find its way out if... Come on. If I keep these, the door closed, it's going to keep bugging me all night, so... Got a bit of an unwelcome guest tonight, don't we? So I'll try and have a look at how I can do these grasses. I also want to add just a couple of flowers in as well, you know, just very faint. what if more come in with the door open? That's true, but I don't think we have that many in the house, so I think this is kind of like a lone wolf. All on its own, lost its way, and now it's just giving me some drama. We'll see. Maybe he'll leave me alone in a bit. That would be ideal. I was oddly very, very tired earlier today while I worked on my painting. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do a second stream because I was so out of it after I finished my oil painting earlier today. So I was contemplating cancelling this afternoon stream, but I seem to have just found new energies from somewhere. I don't know. Much less tired now. So that's good because I would have been so disappointed if I couldn't, make more progress on this one. Do I use solvents? You mean for my oil paintings? I do, yeah. I use this is the main solvent that I use, which is an odorless one, and it's real awesome because it allows me to work in the studio without smelling too much garbage, because some of the other stuff has quite a pungent smell. This is the other one that I work with, which is my glazing medium. So yeah, I use both of these a lot, and I also use linseed oil. So yeah, really, really useful. I love my glazing medium. I could never ever go without it. So really, really happy that I have that. Are you an oil painter as well? You think the solvent or the stuff you can't smell might be messing with my mood? Ah, okay. Could be, yeah. That's true. I didn't think about that. That's a good point. Because yeah, that can really tire you out as well. And all of that's gone out of the room by now, so that's actually a good point that I didn't think of. I don't have real good ventilation in here as well, so a bit of a nuisance whenever I use that stuff. But you can't help it, when you gotta get stuff done, you gotta get stuff done. Beginner oil. I dropped the solvent stuff and changed over to water-soluble oil paints. You use liquid and turpentine, and that stuff made you feel super sick. Okay. Well, I know that this stuff has never seemed to affect me before. Like it says lowest toxicity art solvent available. Odorless, recommended for a safer studio environment. What is in it? Constitutes refined distillate of petroleum. So I guess that could definitely affect you. So just use water to thin linseed oil. Okay, yeah, that's fair. But I definitely do know that this stuff, which I was using earlier today, does give me headaches, so yeah, it's pretty intense. But yeah, the other stuff hasn't previously seemed to get to me that much. But yeah, I didn't actually think about that. That's a really good point. So what brand of oil paints do you like? Pretty much all my stuff is by language, so man, I can even smell that stuff just having picked it up. It's like it's not even sealing properly. You're using Winsor Newton Artisan's water-soluble paints. You were using Winsor Newton student grade paints, but you can't handle the solvents in that little studio flat. Okay, yeah, I haven't used Winsor & Newton, but they seem to be a very popular one, that's for sure. You mean you use water-soluble paints so water is too thin or clean, and linseed oil for a fat layer. So do you get the paint off with the water? Because from my experience, the oil paint doesn't seem to really be affected by water at all. It doesn't seem to want to come off. But I could be wrong. Haven't tried it, so can't say. Yeah, paint comes off with water. Okay, that's pretty interesting. I didn't know that oil paint comes off with water, so that's good to know. Learn something every day, don't you? Water-soluble oil paints is so much easier to clean up. Oh, so it's a different kind of oil paint then. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I bet they're a lot easier to clean because I have quite a chore trying to clean mine. Especially once it hardens up, you know, it's not that easy to get off. But I do so love it. I used to paint with acrylics in the past. I still do. Like every now and again, I'll still use my my acrylics. Come on, Fly, please find your way back out. You can finally you can catch me when your internal battery is 100%. Oh, well, glad you're feeling all awake. Welcome to the stream, Emerald Ocean. The terp was just eating through your brushes. Ah, right, okay. Yeah, I do notice, like, I've had a couple of brushes that it's really eaten into, so that's worth a try. I'll definitely note that down and try and check it out. Maybe, you know, maybe I really love it. But I've already invested a lot in my oil paints, so it'd be quite tricky to switch over at this point because I've got quite a bunch. So what happened with my acrylics? Nothing happened. The reason I stopped using them, well, I haven't stopped, but the reason I've mainly switched over to oils has been because, so this is my, if I just move that, this is one of my oil paintings. And so getting this blending, I'll try and take it off. It's a bit wet because I was working on it earlier today, but getting this blending with acrylics, like on a larger scale, is just really tricky because acrylics dry so easily, so it's a bit of a, bit of a race against time when I want to finish those. So I just found that my oil paints were letting me blend a lot easier. I didn't have to worry so much about racing against time and everything, so it was just more convenient, I guess. I do like how flat acrylics come out, they have a really lovely texture about them and all that, so yeah, it's a bit of a mix. Like, I love both, it's just the background blending was a big deal and a big reason why I switched over to oils. Wait, did you even sleep, or have I been drawing since yesterday? You mean if I ever sleep because you're wearing the same clothes? Well, it's been the same day. So I guess it's been a different day for you, but for me it's been the same day. So I streamed around, I think, 2 p.m. today, and it's now 12 a.m. So yeah, it's nighttime here, and I just wanted to do a little evening stream as well. So won't be streaming for super long tonight, but I will definitely be making some good progress on this one. That's my goal. Gotta push this one because I want it to be done before next year. All of these sketches, I need them done. Thank you for the follow Grim Ink. So happy to have you. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to introduce yourself, drop a link to your Instagram or everything, share some of your work with us. We'd love to check it out. I'm wondering what Christmas is going to be like for everybody this year, because a lot of places around the world are still having a lot of Christmas restrictions, and COVID is not doing great in the States at the moment. Apparently we're going to have really, really intense restrictions here where I live, so not going to be able to do a lot over Christmas. But one thing I'm really excited for is I want to go driving around to see all the Christmas lights everybody's put up, and check out some nice areas where people are really decorating that. That's something that you can still enjoy together, It's gonna be amazing. We gotta think positive. Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be an interesting year. Definitely, a year where we're, enjoying each other in a different way, I guess. So, hi Ian, welcome. Glad to have you here. How have you been? I'm so happy to see you're getting so many Etsy orders through. That's so good. Always hard, especially during this time, to get orders, so glad to see that that's going well for you. Hi Grim Ink, hello. You're doing good, currently turning your traditional artworks into digital files for more new prints. I know that feeling. I got an order the other day and I haven't actually cleaned the print for it. So that's sort of weighing on me at the moment, where I need to find time to go and clean that print up, because I can't ship it out before I've done that. So yeah, I know the feeling. It's a busy time, isn't it? Here's what you most recently finished. Hang on, let me have a look. Let me see what all the fuss is about. What is this? Let us have a look. So this is the work by Grim Ink, guys, that he just shared, or she just shared with us. And it looks like it's animated. Or is this the process? Hang on, this is the process video. I guess this is done on Procreate. Oh, thank you, Sky0, for that sub. That means so much. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. So kind of you. Yeah, so it looks like it's the process video, but man, that is so cool. It's like it's his hat just blowing up into ink, isn't it? I love that, Grim Ink. It looks great. Very fitting for your name as well, isn't it? That's so awesome. Thanks for showing us. Definitely. So you guess this is for the illustration book, if you remember right. I'm working on something like that. Yeah, exactly. So this is my storybook, and it's got about 6 to 8 pages, so give or take. Don't quote me on that, but pretty sure it's about 8 pages. So yeah, it's gonna be a long journey to finish this one, but I'm real excited, so can't wait to start the color. And you guys have really been helping me stay focused and make a lot of progress, because it's a tedious process, this one, and being able to chat with you guys while I work on it is a huge help. So yeah, helps pass the time, you know, because projects like this are very, very time consuming. But they're awesome. They're the worthwhile ones, you know, the ones you really stay dedicated to are the ones that end up looking real good and yeah, worth your while. You're welcome, Grimink. It was awesome of you to show us as well. Hi, Rock. Thanks, Emerald Ocean. I don't know about that, but I try. I try. It's a lot of work, and yeah. I've only recently really started pushing doing my artwork more professionally. I didn't have a lot of time earlier this year because I had freelance design clients on the side, and it was just so difficult to juggle all my artwork and that at the same time. So yeah, I had to scale down on that. I only kept my really good clients and scale down on that a little bit so I can focus more on building up my illustration career, because it's my dream, and I really want to try and get into children's book illustrations if I can. So hopefully if I finish this off and I send it through to some illustration agencies and they take me on, I'll be able to get some work and make books for kids, which is my biggest dream. What is some of you guys' dreams? I'd love to hear. I think I already know some of you guys' aspirations you've mentioned here on the stream before, but not all of you. Everybody has dreams, and it's good to have dreams, you know? It's good to keep pursuing that thing you love. If you could go back in time being a kid again, but then having a book with my art in it, your kids' books were very boring. No, I think that's the most beautiful compliment I could ever receive. Somebody wanting to have my children's book. But yeah, that sounds awesome. And yeah, who wouldn't want to be a kid again, right? I mean, best time of your life. You wish the best man, wish you the best man. That's hard to break into. You're sure of it, but I gotta keep at it. I got this. Okay, yeah. I do agree with you. It is really, really competitive and really, really hard to get into. So, I mean, I do understand that it may never be a reality, but I'm trying to really put in the work that they're asking for and, you know, at least give it a shot. So, if I don't make it, that's alright, but I want to at least have tried. Your dream is to be an artist one day. Yeah, I mean, I think you're already an artist if you're making art, you know? But yeah, I guess to be a full-time artist is the real dream, isn't it? Having all day to spend on your artwork, that's for sure. Who doesn't want to do that? I know your dream, the tattoo shop. Exactly, I was specifically referencing you when I was saying that. Without trying, I will never know. Exactly, that's what I feel, you know. Give it a shot, and I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least I have no regrets because I tried. And that's what matters. Don't want to have regrets because you could have tried, but you just never did, right? But yeah, getting into children's illustrations is definitely a hard thing because it's not always, they don't always pick you because of skill and your rendering. They pick you for a lot of different reasons, the trendiness of your work, you know. Children's book illustration goes through a lot of different trends, so at the moment something that's really popular, unfortunately, is vector-based illustrations, so, you know, flat sort of artwork that's done digitally. It's probably popular because it's cheap, it's fast and clean and really nice and vibrant for certain books, so that's why it works well. But I obviously don't like working in that sort of style, so I don't feel like I want to change my style in order to get into children's book illustration. You know, if they want me because they like my style, that's great, but if I don't want to start catering towards a trend, because then once that trend starts shifting, you know, you have to then catch the next trend and the next trend, and you're always going to need to modify your portfolio continually, so it's not really a great way to try and pursue that. Full-time artist, be able to make great illustrations on any traditional medium. Yeah, exactly, that's such a great dream. You'd like to be a tattoo artist, just recently got your first rotary machine. You've been practicing on fruit for now, slowly but surely. Do people actually do that? Do they practice on fruit? That sounds crazy. Wow. I would so love to see a tattooed fruit. That'd be hilarious. one punk fruit, right? Well, adulthood can be continuation of that wondrous child if we want it to be. Indeed, exactly. Yeah, it really can. I think that's why I love children's book illustrations so much, you know? It's like, it's obviously made by adults for kids, and sort of, when I was a kid, it sort of made me feel like imagination could come to life, and the reason I want to do it is to show kids that, hey, one day, you can keep doing that for a living, you can make illustrations and, keep that imagination alive. It doesn't have to die down. So, yeah. Grim Ink, awesome. You recommend fake rubber skin too. Your goal is a tattoo apprentice and to own your tattoo shop. You're curious what kind of work he makes. Tattoo pig skin when you're done. Deep fry it. What? Why? Why do you deep fry it? I think we got rid of that fly, guys. It seems so. I should go close the door so he doesn't come back in. Because I was really struggling to get rid of him. So... Tattooing on an orange is very good. Also because of the shape, learning to work with round shapes like humans have. Deep fry it, then eat it? Is that healthy? Like, to ingest that ink? I wouldn't think so. Guess it can't be too bad. I mean, if you're putting it in your skin, I guess, Who knows? I'm no expert. You guys are, so I'm sure you know what you're doing. Yes, you're practicing on oranges right now, but just lines, squares, and triangles. You're still gathering some more money so you can get stencil paper and other materials you need. Oh, he's just joking? Right, okay. Got it. You guys are messing with me. How am I supposed to know? I'm no expert on tattooing. I just always think, for me, I think the main thing is like, I would never put my own artwork on myself. I'd just be like, ugh, criticizing it way too much, just constantly going, oh, what if I get bored of it and, oh, it's no good. Like, I even get bored of my own pieces after a while, and then I just see all the flaws in them, If you were serious about it, you'd use food coloring. Okay, yeah, I guess you could do that. You don't know if you shared your art with me? Well, feel free, go ahead. I'd love to check your art out. As long as it's all clean and, suitable for a general audience, I'm happy to share it here on my channel. Most of you guys have stuff that's fine, so should be all good. Grim Saints on Instagram if I want to see your artwork. Not much, but a lot more to come. Hang on, let me check that out. I will load up Instagram and type in your name, Grim Ink. Hang on, is that the right one? Oh, hang on, Grim Saints. That's why I don't find it. Grim Saints. Is that better, guys? Sorry about that. I was saying I love the lighting on that piece, the one with the you know, just a sliver of background lighting. I don't know why that muted me just then. So weird. You followed me back. My artwork is dope. Thanks, thanks. Or are you talking to Ian I? Ian I's stuff is so good. Oh man. I love all of his little prints, and his characters are so creative and adorable. Just so cute and different, and the textures are awesome. You should join our Discord, Grim Ink. That would be so awesome. Then you can share your work with us there regularly, and we can check your stuff out. We also have little like chat groups about things, share pet things. If you have pets, I'm assuming you do. Most people do. I really want to have this nice soft watercolor effect on this actually, but yeah, I just have doubts whether or not I can, you know, do that within the time constraints that I get from client work, and it's a shame because, you know, it looks really nice when it's all done traditionally, but different time and age these days, isn't it? Shared in my Discord. Okay, well, I'll check that out. You'd love to join the Discord? Well, we'd love to have you. Most definitely. Happy if you could join us. I'm honestly so lucky. You guys have been so welcoming since I started streaming again. And, you know, I was just talking to some of you guys the other day and saying, well, you know, we have such a beautiful little community here. I never imagined, you know, we'd find so many people who just want to interact and share their artwork together, and it's beautiful. You've made sharing my streaming such a beautiful experience. I'm so lucky. Sadly, you need to go. Maybe you'll come back later today doing some other stuff than printing today. no stream, so you wanted to be productive instead. No worries, Ian. That's all good. I probably won't be on when you come back because I am going to be sleeping in probably a couple of hours. So yeah, I wish you all the best. Hope you get those prints all scanned up and put on your Etsy store, you know? Definitely good to have a productive day here and there. Take a day off streaming and get things done for a change. See you soon, definitely. Yeah, things have changed. Like before, we mostly never met the artist, we just saw the finished painting and that's it. But now we interact with the artist during the entire process. Kind of cool to see it all come together. Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's both like a different experience, I guess. I think in the old times it was sort of a bit of a mystical experience where you only saw that final product and you had no idea how it all comes together, which is really true. And so it was sort of a bit of a, magical artist kind of thing, But I think it's kind of nice that you get to chat with artists about these kind of things because you get to understand how much effort goes into them. It doesn't just happen in a blink of an eye, especially paintings. So yeah, I think it helps build up appreciation for art and yeah, just helps others grow their own skills. You can see how someone achieved something, so you can learn from that. I guess I think that's pretty awesome that we get to do that and just understand more of like what they mean by that piece. I always like reading the whys of why people create things, so I find that really enjoyable to be a part of their streams, get to ask them questions and stuff about their work. But yeah, I guess I was more meaning, I guess the children's illustration realm of things used to be a lot more traditional art focused, and now it's changed a lot. It's predominantly, well, I guess it depends where you look, but it's very heavily digital art focused nowadays, and it's sad because I feel like digital art just doesn't quite get captured in the same way. Not always, but like you can't get a lot of that beautiful variety, I suppose, that you get in traditional art, and so that's a bit sad. It's all getting more about how quickly can you get this done, and digital styles are a lot quicker, so people on a budget can, hire somebody in those styles a lot easier. But it just doesn't look the same. And I find that because everything is so financially driven these days, you don't see a lot of the same effort put into storybook illustrations as you used to in the old days, which is sad, but it's just the way that things work, I guess. You like watching art streams while you're drawing, it keeps you motivated. Yeah, I actually did a lot of that. So I wasn't streaming last year, but I would always slap on a stream and I'd be drawing alongside it. And I think it's just, seeing somebody else being really inspired about art and talking to their community about art really makes you feel like you're not alone in it. And, you also get to share it on their Discord and all that. So it becomes a bit of a communal event. And I think that's special. Makes you feel less alone while you're creating, you know? So yeah, I definitely know how that feels, and I love doing that. Do I do watercolor paintings? Yes, I do. If you check out my both my Instagram account, I've done watercolor paintings on there. And if you want to see the process videos, they're uploaded here on Twitch, but they're also uploaded on my YouTube channel. So you can go and check out my YouTube channel. I'll share my social accounts so you can check that out. But yeah, they're all my watercolor process videos are on Twitch and here on YouTube as well. So I generally sketch them, and then I print it really faint on either watercolor paper or Bristol paper, and then I start going over in watercolor and additional graphite and gouache as well. So this is just the first step in one of many steps. So got a long way to go, but so I've got a couple of reference photos here, which I'm trying to stick to, but I always like doing my own thing, really. Like, at the end of the day, it's my piece and I get to kind of decide what happens with it, so I can deviate. It's not the end of the world. I really love the illustrations by Freya Blackwood. She's one of my favorite children's book illustrators. She has a watercolor style and it's just beautiful. The way she draws kids and animals and just about any kind of object or form. It's really loose. She has a super loose style, but it's so beautiful. So yeah, if you guys want to check her work out, it's so awesome. Yeah, I've got mad respect for traditional artists who do children's book illustration, because their style is very expensive, so it's really hard to market, and they put a lot of work in it. And that's awesome, trying to maintain that beautiful traditional style in this day and age, I think is super creative. takes a lot of dedication to maintain as well. You've never heard of her, but you'll check her out. You haven't opened a illustration books in a minute, but you really liked Alice in Wonderland. That world just lends itself to illustration. Also Harry Potter. Yeah, I mean, definitely Alice in Wonderland is one of those, really iconic and top ones that you can't get past. So I love, love, love Alice in Wonderland. I've got a couple of copies, not of the original, but re-illustrated ones that are really, really awesome. But yeah, I love Freya Blackwood's work. She's an amazing illustrator. Also, Rebecca Green has a super unique style. So there's some good artists that are traditional illustrators to check out. That's for sure. I know that Rebecca Green also had a trip to Tokyo in Japan, and she did a whole blog and fully illustrated the whole thing. It was like an art meetup of some sort, and it was really awesome, her work. Seeing her illustrate that whole trip was just so cool. It was like a creative get-together for artists of some sort. Freya Blackwood's artworks look so nice. You like the sketchy but still polished look. Exactly, yeah, she's definitely got, a super unique look, and yeah, I love that. Yeah, when you can have something that's that unique, it becomes really easy to find work with people because they really try to hire you for that unique thing that you're marketing, So it's always good to stand out, even if you're not, in one of the trendy styles. It's being unique is what matters. I heard that apparently Freya Blackwood tried to, digitalize some of the process of her illustrations because it was really time consuming, you know, and she didn't want to be, you know, needing to change a lot for clients. You know, obviously clients change their mind about what color this should be and all that kind of thing. So she wanted to be able to be more versatile, but it still seems very, you know, like a large portion of her style is predominantly traditional. So I'm really happy about that because she has such a beautiful, unique thing going. It would be a real shame if she, you know, went all digital and lost that. Not that I've got anything against digital art, I really don't. I used to be a fully digital artist, actually. I just now really love having, you know, traditional art, and I guess I just found my thing with it. But yeah, still got mad respect for, you know, a lot of digital artists, especially people like Loish. Yeah, she just has this gorgeous, gorgeous talent as a concept artist as well. So there's no denying that kind of skill. That is crazy. I also loved seeing her try her hand at traditional art for a couple of weeks during October. It was so awesome. It's the smell of burning through the art supplies that gets you. What do you mean, burning through the art supplies? Graphite, coloured pencil, chalk, charcoal, oil, acrylic, watercolour, gouache all have unique smells. Yeah, they do, don't they? And that's yeah, super awesome. And I love oils. I love the smell of oils. Oils is definitely my favorite. I shouldn't smell them. It's not that healthy, but can't help it. When it smells that damn good, you know, why wouldn't you? You're totally addicted to watercolor and the papers. I know. Watercolor is just amazing. I actually had some real bad luck. I bought some aquarelle watercolor paper recently that I really hated, and it just wouldn't work the way I wanted it to. So I ditched it, got me some of my mum's trusty 100% cotton watercolor paper, and that worked a lot better. So sometimes, you know, sometimes cheap brands are fine, and other times you just can't trust them. It just really depends. It's a bit of a touch and go kind of thing, I suppose. But yeah, that was one instance where it did not work, and I really regret it. Spending my money on that, unfortunately, was a bit long ago, so I couldn't refund it. Yeah. But it wasn't, you know, a super expensive brand, so guess you kind of get what you pay for, right? Linseed oil is okay. I know, linseed oil smells really good too. I love it. Aroma addict. They should have candles that smell like paint and graphite and all these artsy things. I would buy that. Just burn these nice smelling art candles. They can call it like artist aroma candle or something, you know. That would be great. I'd love that. I actually really love candles that smell like wood. You know, sandalwood candles or cedar and stuff. Really love those. I think some of my favorite smells are vanilla stuff with like wood infused and things. Well, I've definitely made a lot of progress. There's more grass now, which is good. You're working through Strathmore student grade and Canson extra large student grade papers for practice or art studies. Paint tests on the cheaper papers. You have a couple packs of Archie's, Speedball, and Strathmore 100% cotton papers when you're ready to lay down professional paints. Okay. I have heard that Archie's, not sure how you pronounce that, but that's one of the top recommended brands for watercolor. Um, Apparently Strathmore is really good, so yeah, I've got Strathmore's tonal grey paper, and I really like it. So yeah, I would love to try some Hahnemuhle watercolor paper, but Hahnemuhle paper is really expensive. I use it for all my prints, so yeah, I've heard that it's really good, and I heard that it's really smooth as well, which is always something I'm looking for. You know, high saturation in my watercolor, but also nice and smooth. I don't want it too textured because I don't want it coming out in the prints. You've got a candle that smells like bread. That sounds delicious, but I think that would just make me hungry. I've got a candle that smells like gingerbread, and every time I burn it, it smells delicious and I just want to eat it. We also got bread ice cream here, black rye bread cakes and such. Well, real bread smells are better because you can actually eat it. We're like paper connoisseur. Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Yeah, do let me know what your experience is once you try those expensive ones, so the Archies and Strathmore ones. I haven't tried those. But yeah, I really want to try Hahnemuhle, that's for sure. You didn't find Hahnemuhle in the US. Could you order it online? Because I watched somebody stream the other day and she used it, and I asked her about it, and it seemed to be the perfect watercolor paper, so I'm really keen to try it. I obviously love it for my prints, so you know, once you love a brand for one thing, you're very likely to love it for another thing as well. You know, they have Fabriano there, but it can be more expensive than Archie's. Yeah, I would say my bet would be Hahnemuhle is going to be insanely expensive because, you know, it's a very pricey kind of you know, kind of paper, so using it for watercolor is not going to be cheap, but it might be worth it. I don't know. I'm just keen to give it a try because, you know, I'm obsessed with that brand for my prints, so I'm probably gonna love it. The question is, you know, do I want to try it when it's that pricey? Because then I'm gonna be addicted to using it. I'm gonna just want to keep buying it, and I don't know, being reliant on an expensive paint brand seems like a bad idea. You buy papers in traditional art stores. Amazon and your mail service are terrible, and your papers always arrive damaged, bent or dinged corners. Really? That is so sad. I've never had that happen. Like, I tend to order all my stuff online, and yeah, I've never had that happen. Get the smallest size to test it out. Yeah, that would be a great idea. Like, I know that sometimes they have sample packs, but I've never been able to afford their sample packs because they're just already expensive, so. Word saying that ever since you found out local art stores still exist, you go there because you support local business and they also stock up in a lot of good stuff. Well, I actually buy mine directly from my local art stores, but they have online stores, so I get to still support them in that way, but it's convenient because it saves me a long trip because some of the stores I support are on the other side of town, and yes, it means like half a day for me just to go and get some art paper, so I much rather just buy online and then, saves me time. But yeah, sometimes being able to go to the store in person is a lot better because you can actually feel the paper, see the texture, try it out. It's definitely helpful to be able to do that. So when I'm trying to check out new papers, I tend to go in and actually try them. Sometimes they have little sheets lying around that you can feel or, draw on and stuff, so always helpful. But you can't always try all of them, so gotta take a bit of a gamble with some. Yeah, you would do the same, but this store doesn't have an online store, but if it did, you would do the same. Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't always do that when they don't have an online store, which sucks, but Amazon had greasy fingerprints on your 100% cotton mixed media book. It was the worst. Being able to see the product's condition and feel it out is why you choose to go to stores. Wow. You guys have such bad luck. I don't know. I guess because I order from like reputable stores, not from Amazon, I've been, really lucky. They've been unopened products. The store really cares about what they sell and such. So I guess that's been a big reason why I haven't had that happen to me. So, but yeah, definitely good to know. Because I was actually considering purchasing some from Amazon and now I'm a bit nervous about that. Not all brands are readily available here in Australia, so I was actually looking for Strathmore Bristol paper the other day and I wasn't able to find it. We don't have that stocked anywhere, so the only place I could get some was on eBay. And I was a bit nervous because it was the shipping was intense and I just had never purchased that from that store, so got a bit nervous, so I pulled out, didn't do that. Got some other brand from my local art store and I'm really happy with it, so I don't think it's going to be a big issue. It's really good. eBay is a trip. You mean sometimes they come through, but sometimes they package everything like they don't care and it wouldn't matter as much if something that isn't as fragile as paper. Yeah, I've definitely noticed that. So a couple of times the boxes of things have been arriving quite banged up. Luckily, I haven't actually had my products damaged, but the packaging definitely for some of my stuff. Like I ordered this final toy model, like a what was it? It was like a figurine you could sort of pose, and the whole box was really dented and everything, and I was so worried that my item was going to be dented as well, but thankfully it wasn't. It was fine. But yeah, definitely eBay is a bit of a touch and go process with that kind of thing, so you want to sort of be sure that that's the only place you can get if you're ordering from eBay. Or if you know like the seller is a good person, you know. What about using locally made papers? I don't think we have those here. I've never really noticed locally made papers in my stores, so I've made my own paper before, which is super awesome. It was a really fun project. I'd love to do that again. You know, love the process. But yeah, we still have my paper making set as well. So I actually want to do this thing where I make my own paper and then print some of my sketches on them and set those up in my Etsy store. So I'll have to try and collect some extra papers as well. Hi Endless Disorder, how are you? Glad to see you on here. No, Australian made papers. We have some. I haven't really noticed any like artsy brands that sell those. I have some custom paper, you know, for my printer that's made in Australia, but nothing too fancy, just ordinary printer paper. And yeah, I just haven't had, you know, time to research that, see if we have any. I'm sure that they'd be, you know, really good bets to go with, that's for sure. Doing good? How am I? I'm good. I was just saying earlier how I had a stream this afternoon where I worked on my oil painting in the back, and I was so tired. I don't understand why. Yeah, I was just really struggling to focus, I think, and yeah, I was really not sure if I was going to be able to stream tonight because I was that tired, but I found energy from somewhere, and some of you guys have been saying that it may be some of the solvents I was using that was putting me to sleep, so that would definitely be interesting to check out because I'm going to be painting again tomorrow. So if it happens again tomorrow, that's definitely what's going on, and I'll try and have a look at changing up some of those solvents because, yeah, I don't want to get sleepy while I'm painting, that's for sure. I wouldn't mind getting paintings done in my sleep as long as they turn out good. You know, make sleep a little bit more productive. But I definitely don't want to be falling asleep and having my painting look like trash. I watched this series, Heroes, a while back, and there was this one guy who had this talent of painting the future, but with his eyes closed. Like he'd go into this sort of sleep mode where he'd do a painting, he'd paint the future, and the thing would look amazing. And I really wish that I had that kind of superpower, you know? That would be so awesome. Yeah, I was streaming when you woke up. Fair enough, okay. So it's about evening for you then, I guess? Or just afternoon? What time is it there? "4:30 p.m. Okay, productive sleep. Exactly. Yeah, productive sleep would be awesome. I would sleep a lot if that were the case. Imagine all the things we could get done if we never had to sleep. So I'm trying to make my characters darker so they stand out against this background, because that's one of the issues I'm starting to have. You know, they're getting a bit lost. And they are the central point of the whole drawing, so I really need them to stand out. I always like starting lighter and then going darker because you can always, you know, add, but it's a lot harder if you want to take away. It just doesn't erase properly all the time, so. Yeah, it's bad that we sleep around a third of each day. I know. And if you calculate how much of your life you sleep away, it's even worse. It's crazy. Yeah, true, but then we also become like robots without sleep, since during we get dreams that lead some to creating more. That's a good way to see it, yeah. I definitely have had some of my dreams turn into art pieces for sure, so. And like, I guess it also switches on, you know, that creative side of your brain. So definitely true, that's such a good point. I'm gonna have to add her shadow back in because I kind of, you know, went darker now, so. But it's definitely getting there. Made a lot of progress today. I cannot wait to start adding color in. I am so excited at this point. I added color in for some of the other spreads so far, so I know what colors I want to use. I'm trying to go for these really nice muted tones, which is, you know, really bringing out that fairy tale kind of look. Nursery rhyme, Alice in Wonderlandy theme, which is what I want. There's pros and cons to everything, but not sleeping at all sounds good, but you don't know. You could also create other problems, as that's human nature. Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of imagining, you know, if it had no repercussions, that would be great, but such is not life, unfortunately. Everything has consequences, so would not sleeping. Well, it would have the obvious one of, you know, you'd die and not exist anymore. But yeah, I'm thinking of like the creative one. I wasn't thinking of that. That could definitely be a big downside, that's for sure. I'm also really excited to start working with, you know, salt effects on my watercolor. I really love the blending you can get when you mix salts and watercolor. And I think they'd add a lot of, you know, interest to a piece like this once I start coloring her in. Still debating whether I'm gonna color in watercolor or digital art. I really do want to do her traditionally, but not sure how time constraints will be with that. I'll have to test that out, so I'm gonna probably do a bit of both. Yes, this little girl reminded you of Alice, that's why you brought it up. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think she does look sort of like Alice in Wonderlandy, which is good because that's where I want this feeling to go. So definitely happy that it's looking like that. Do you prefer the old Alice in Wonderland movies, or like the animated ones, or the new ones, or do you just like both on their own? Because I know I can't really choose. There's a bit of something I like in both, and yeah, I think it's super creative the way they did that. both are their look. Obviously, the more animated works better, you feel, because there's things you can do in animation way better than in live action movies. Yeah, that's true. I think that's what they, sort of critiqued as well about the new Lion King. They tried to go really lifelike with the characters, and so they weren't able to push that, nice animated effect in those characters. And so, because animals don't really show emotion with their faces, it was really hard for them to portray the same impact, I guess, with the newer one. And that's all as a result because they didn't do it as an animated one. They did it all as 3D. You finally watched The Matrix yesterday. It took you 21 years. Well, don't worry, I haven't watched it either, so we're in the same boat. I was told to watch it the other day, and yeah, I really need to get around to that. Should try and watch it this weekend. Got a long list of things I'm actually wanting to watch lately. I want to watch Coraline, I want to watch The Corpse Bride, but I just get so little time to watch television. I'm too busy creating art 24/7, so my whole life revolves around this a little bit. But it's always good to see others' creative projects as well, and animation is a really powerful form of that. It's so amazing. So I really do want to get into that and watch those, but just gotta find the time, really. Have you watched all of them or only the one, or is there only one? Because I thought that there were more than one. Pretty sure there's more than one. Hang on, seems like my stream has disconnected. Not sure if you guys can can actually hear this, but seems like my stream has disconnected, so that's a bit unfortunate. I'll try and see if I can stream from another network. Hopefully that comes back online. I'll be right back and I'll try and fix that up quickly.